Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dragon Ball Nation. Now today I'm going to be giving you guys another Q&A today. If you hear a little bit of background noise, it's because I have the mic pretty decent amount away from my Xbox, but I'm actually currently installing Dead Rising 4, so I guess it's running a little bit louder. It doesn't sound that loud to me, but it might pick up in the mic, so just know about that. But we got our Q&A today, guys, and I guess we might as well just get right into this. What can melt your heart? That's an interesting question, and I mean, it kind of depends on what exactly is meant by melting your heart. Like, looking at something cute like a puppy or something, I mean, that would melt your heart. But if you're talking about, like, destroy it, well, there's a lot of things that can do that. But I'm not really sure what is actually meant by melt your heart. I'm guessing seeing something like a puppy or something like that. So, I can't get over the fucking shit line about Potara only being 1 hour now. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. I don't like the line at all either, but it is something that happened, and it does explain the, I guess it does kind of show exactly how Vegito got split up in Buu, but it was always known that it was just something with Buu's body that kind of split them up. With the Potara, I mean, that was fine. I mean, we didn't get a really hard explanation on exactly what was going on in his body to cause that. But the thing is like, where did this... It was just a way for them to, I guess, have Trunks end up being the winner in that arc. To have him do the finishing blow. And I do wish they did more Vegito stuff, obviously. But it is what it is. I think that the line, though, doesn't really fit in with what would make sense. Like, why would the Elder Kai not know? He seemed to know a ton about Potara Fusion. He's like, oh, it's way stronger than the dance, because he has knowledge of the dance. He's like, it's way stronger. And, you know, when they fused into Vegito, he's like, oh, they're rivals, so their power, it should be even more complete of a fusion now. So he knows a lot about it, but he didn't know that it would only last 1 hour for them? Like, come on, bro. That doesn't make any sense at all. No sense at all. Merge Zamasu versus Whis. There is some information out there, and I don't quote me on this because I'm pretty sure I'm right here, but I'm going off the cuff here. I don't have all of my notes right here. So take this with a grain of salt, but, and if I can get the source or remember to put the source in, I will. But there's a line, not a line, I'm sorry. There's something from one of the directors, I believe, that he was like asked how strong Merge Zamasu was, and he said, if you take Beerus out of the equation, he would be the strongest opponent yet. So I would imagine that would make Whis stronger, because Whis is stronger than Beerus, obviously, so that's what I would say. SSJ3 Vegito, Dragon Ball Z versus base Goku Super. That's a really interesting question, especially, I'm assuming you mean current base Goku that we have right now. It's an interesting question because we have no idea how strong Super Saiyan God makes someone. And at this point, after Battle of Gods and that arc happened, it's kind of pretty much implied, I guess, because of when Beerus says, you know, oh, you've retained all your power. When Goku goes Super Saiyan against them, he says, oh, you've retained all the power and learned it. So a lot of people gather from that, it's whenever Goku goes Super Saiyan, like when he goes Super Saiyan at the Xenoverse 6 tournament, he is Super Saiyan God level at that point. The manga, I think, kind of contradicts it. But the thing is that Super Saiyan God that he used in the manga against Hit stronger than the one he used prior? I don't really know, but it's very clear that that was an idea from the manga artist Potara, and obviously Toei had the Kaioken Super Saiyan Blue thing, so It's very difficult to say for that, but a lot of people do like to point out that it seems that Super Saiyan God is basically the same level as Goku Super Saiyan. But it's kind of weird because it's like, well, Trunks fought Super Saiyan 2 Goku as his Super Saiyan 2, so is Trunks way stronger than a Super Saiyan God? Realistically, there's no way Trunks should be anywhere near as strong as he currently is, just by using logic. But he is, and we have to look at that. The problem is like, how strong is Goku's base form, right? That's something I'm not really sure of, and I think that definitely earlier on in Super, let's say post-Resurrection F, but prior to what we have now, I'd say that I could definitely see a Super Saiyan 3 Vegito from Dragon Ball Z beating him, just because Vegito's power in his base is already past Super Saiyan 3 Goku. That's in the guidebooks too, but you can kind of use common sense and figure that out yourself. I always imagined he was above Mystic Gohan, but not quite Buhan level like it shows in the anime. In the manga, he goes straight to Super Saiyan, so I think it kind of implies that he kind of has to go Super Saiyan to win, or to make a joke of him. He's probably close-ish, but again, I'd say under Gotenks, but above Mystic Gohan in his base form. That's where I put Vegito. So multiply that by the Super Saiyan 3 multiplier, which is 400. And would that put him above Goku's base form? I think so, but the thing is, we don't have any hard numbers here. That's the problem. I'm just guessing. That's the real problem here. Do you think Goku in his base currently is 400 times stronger than, let's say, Gotenks? It's all about how you feel, because I don't think there's really any quotes or feats that would really show that he's way above Vegito ever would have been. It's just kind of crazy. So it's kind of just what you think. It's not something I can really pinpoint and give you core evidence. But I think even going up to what we have currently, I think that it is possible that a Super Saiyan 3 Vegito is stronger than Goku in his base. But the problem is, if Goku's base right now is Super Saiyan God level, which some people would say, then I would imagine that Vegito would not be stronger in that case. The problem is that we had that thing where Goku says, oh, I don't even think Fusion could beat Beerus. Assuming he means Potara Fusion or Fusion Dance, whatever. The problem with that is that Beerus that fought Goku was holding back so much power, and we know how much power he was. We don't know how much power he was holding back, but he was holding back so much energy to fight with that Super Saiyan God Goku that we have no idea how far Beerus' limits go, and we don't know exactly how strong Super Saiyan God Goku is. And that's my really long answer for that. It's off the cuff. It's a Q&A, so take of it what you will. That is my opinion, and I'd like you guys to share your thoughts on it below. If you guys have quotes, feats, lines in the show that you think would support one side or the other, please comment them down below. I'm very curious. And we'll take it from there, because I am a little curious on this topic. Just how strong has Goku's base really gotten? It's an interesting one. Base Goku Shadow Dragon Arc versus Super Saiyan Vegito DBZ. I mean, I would imagine Vegito, Super Saiyan Vegito, because this is another tricky one. Because it was the GT Perfect Files, I think. I always get it mixed up. I don't know why. It was one of the comics or the Perfect Files. It has Vegito. And if we're taking this is really confusing here. Vegito is said to be possibly more powerful than Super Saiyan 4. It doesn't say what exactly that means. It doesn't say if it's Super Saiyan 4 Goku or the Potara fusion is even stronger than the Super Saiyan 4 multiplier. It's unknown. But if we had to say that Vegito, let's say Super Vegito was stronger than Super Saiyan 4 Goku or something, I don't think that's realistically true. GT Goku. I don't think that he's stronger than him. But I think that in the context of GT, if they're going to say that in a GT guidebook, I'm going to right now just say that I don't think there's any way base Goku was stronger than... That would basically mean that base Goku would have had to have been stronger than his Super Saiyan 4 form from earlier, when it was first introduced, to beat Vegito, essentially. Again, if you're comparing it to the actual original interpretation of Vegito that Toriyama came up with, I think it's way weaker than a Super Saiyan 4 would be. But just given the stuff we have in the guidebook, I'll compare it to that. But even base Goku in the Shadow Dragon arc compared to the Goku, or let's just say, Jesus Christ, I'm all over the place. Let's say that Vegito is his original power or something. His original interpretation of power. I don't think Goku's base would be that strong either, because his base in pretty much the first half of GT, a lot of people would say is above Gotenks. We do have the line where he's talking about Rildo, saying he's even stronger than Majin Buu. So he fights him in his base. But he does do stuff that Gotenks did. He like broke out of a dimension with the Kamehameha. So it's a little bit of a different move than Gotenks' shout, but it puts him above that level. But I don't think that Goku got strong enough to be ahead of Super Saiyan Vegito. That's crazy. I mean, he would have had to have gotten like maybe dozens of times stronger, if not way more than that. So I don't think he did, but I could be wrong. Let's see here. If the Z Fighters ganged up on Perfect Cell, could they have beaten him rather than fighting one-on-one? Surely that proves Broly Movie 8 is above Perfect Cell. I don't see them beating him. The problem is like, if Cell wanted to, number one, we saw how he fought Gohan, and Gohan obviously wasn't going 100% his Super Saiyan form, really, I guess. But still, Perfect Cell, I mean, I would imagine that you would think that they would, right? But the problem is, it'd be like, okay, he could one-shot Goku if he really wanted to. That's the thing about Cell. He was holding back around, if not more than 50% of his power when he was fighting against Goku. We know this because of how much he really did power up against Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Not Super Perfect Cell, Perfect Cell. He had powered up a few times, remember. And the last power up, they're like, oh, like Goku was even like, he's way stronger than we even thought he was. So that tells me even if they all ganged up, I mean, he could just like this, one-shot Goku, one-shot Gohan, one-shot everyone one at a time. It's very simple. Now, adding all their powers together would be above him, I would say, but that's not how Dragon Ball works. You don't add powers with individual people. You don't add them together and say, okay, they can beat this guy now. That's not how it works. It'll be like some feisty house cats trying to beat him. Maybe I'm completely incorrect about this, and maybe I'm being a Cell fanboy. I'm trying not to be biased. I'm just using logic from the series. So the only way they could really beat him is if they all did like one Ki Blast and a combined attack, but they didn't even do that on Broly, really. So take of that what you will. But I always thought that Perfect Cell and Broly were around the same anyway. So imagine Beerus and Whis turn out to be... Okay. Imagine Beerus and Whis turn out to be above Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. I would cry like a baby if that happens. I want to kind of do a video on it, but I know Danny already covered it, but I kind of want to do my own interpretation. I would say that Super Saiyan Blue Vegito is weaker than Beerus. Just based on like what I said earlier with the director talking about Zamasu being the strongest if you take Beerus out, which implies Beerus is like a good, is stronger than Zamasu. Even though Vegito was a good deal stronger than Zamasu, it's hard because Beerus has like all these the knowledge of all his pressure points. He can do the ki manipulation. He can like negate ki completely. And again, we have not seen anywhere near the maximum power of Beerus at this point. It sounds crazy, and I know before I've said, oh, there's no way Super Saiyan Blue Vegito could be weaker than Beerus and Whis. I've said it before, I'll admit it. I was wrong in my opinion, because we've just seen too much now. As the series progressed, we've seen so much at this point that it's kind of crazy to think about Beerus' power and what the extent of that is. Maybe I'm completely incorrect and some people are going to think I'm retarded or something, but hey, I'm just throwing out my opinions and I'm trying to be honest here. So, hopefully you didn't cry like a baby. A little baby. Do you think Limit Surpass Super Saiyan 4 Goku in the Shadow Dragon arc is 100 times stronger than the one who fought Baby? I'd have to really go back and look at GT, but I wouldn't think that he would be that much stronger, right? That's kind of crazy. I don't really have any counterclaims to make to you because I can't, in my head right now, visualize what was going on and what was said and what was shown feat-wise, even though GT feats are terrible. It's just, I don't really have anything to give you right now, I guess. These ones are easy. Super Saiyan Gogeta versus Mystic Gohan. Easily Gogeta. Come on. Same thing for this one. Gotenks versus Super Saiyan Gogeta. It is kind of crazy though to think like if Super Saiyan Gogeta is just a normal Super Saiyan, Gotenks is a Super Saiyan 3. It's kind of crazy to think a Super Saiyan could be stronger than a Super Saiyan 3, right? But when you really just think about it, but it just shows like Goku and Vegeta are just way stronger than Goten and Trunks. Their base power, at least, is just way stronger. And I've always wondered, even though I want to ask you guys this because I think it's interesting. With Vegito, remember, he got the fusions even more complete because they're rivals. Goku and Vegeta are rivals. Do you think there's any such boost for Gogeta? I don't know. I mean, the fusions obviously aren't going to work exactly the same, and if it works for Gogeta, it should theoretically work for Gotenks because Goten and Trunks are kind of rivals. They're friends too, but they are rivals, really. So it's an interesting thing. Do you think Xenoverse 2 is a disappointment? It feels so much like the first game most of the time. I think it feels completely different for the first game, except for, let's say, some moments, I guess. The combat's completely overhauled. There is still some cheese, obviously, and I've talked a lot down about Xenoverse 2 in like streams and stuff, but everyone knows I love the game to death. It is one of my favorite games to play. I don't think it's a disappointment at all. I don't think it feels much like the first game. It feels like what a sequel should be. It improves upon almost every element, but there is still some cheese in the game, I guess. Nice moldy cheese. It hurts to think Trunks is a million times over Vegito in the Buu arc. Fuck this shit. I don't think he's millions. I mean, that's a crazy number. But again, the problem with Super is we have no mathematical equations or any mathematical process to really figure out how much stronger he is. Not only that, how often does our math and Dragon Ball ever really coincide and exist well together? They just don't mix well at all. It does not happen. But I don't think he was millions of times stronger than Vegeta. That's kind of crazy. I also think God Essence base Super Saiyan 4 Goku will be stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Goku in Super if Goku achieved Super Saiyan 4. I mean, I think I was gonna say I think Blue's a stronger form than Super Saiyan 4, which I do think Blue is stronger than Super Saiyan 4, but you're saying God Essence base. What does that mean though? God Essence base Super Saiyan 4. I don't really know, but that's a weird question. And I'm going to end it off on this one because it's really easy. Super Saiyan 5 Goku versus Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Come on, bro. I don't know how strong Super Saiyan 5 is. I think there is info out there, but it's not really something I ever look at because it's not a real form. But I would still think Blue would be stronger. I mean, come on. I would imagine, but it depends how much stronger 5 is, I guess, than 4. So guys, that's been it for this Q&A. I hope you enjoyed it. If I sound a little bit weird today, it's just because this whole Q&A I've kind of been like leaning on my side a little bit, I guess. I don't know. It's because, like I said, I had the mic in a weird spot to not have the sound of my Xbox picking up in it, or trying not to have it. So I was kind of like leaning on my side. It'd be way better if I had a webcam, but then you have to look at my ugly face all day. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, of course. Share your thoughts on the Super Saiyan 3 and base Goku thing. Give me some details if you have them, if they are out there. If you want to use headcanon, go for it. Whatever, anything goes. And I'm looking forward to seeing your comments, and of course, looking at the ones that are saying I'm an idiot. But it is, at the end, guys, it's an anime. Let's all love it together. And talk about and discuss it. Give your points. And of course, I'll catch you later.